Okay, do you have a brightness on your computer?
Hey,
Turn up your brightness.
Ooh, brightness. Did not think of that, did you?
how's that?
Better.
Looks good.
I'll just stay close.
Make you as bright as possible.
The whole hour would, you just be like, Ed, back up. It's like, oh, sorry. It's like, can you guys see me okay?
Uh,
Perfect.
Welcome back to the Variety Show, Season 3. Can't believe it's been 3 years I've been doing this whole show. And we're starting out with a banger this season with Matt Hill and Erin Fitzgerald from Ed, Edd and Eddy, here to talk about almost 25 years of this absolutely brilliant flagship Cartoon Network show. How are you guys?
Well, we couldn't be much better than that to have 25 years. Hey, Erin, wow. That's been a long time.
It really has. We've raised the generation.
I
Yes,
know.
We're two.
Oh, totally. But you know what I think is so cool is like, I don't know, you probably find the same thing, Erin, that like obviously the adults that are, watched it as kids, but now that their kids are watching it, it's like this whole other, like renaissance of Eds. It's just crazy. It's awesome.
No, it's for real. Like
Yeah.
yesterday, I was on somebody's Twitch stream and somebody had just turned 21, like you, Liam, and they were celebrating their 21st birthday. Happy birthday, Liam. And they were
it was in February.
It was just like it's like 3 weeks ago. So last night, while streaming, this kid was absolutely adorable, and he's like, "I'm so excited to tell my parents that I'm playing Splatoon with somebody from Ed, Edd and Eddy," because his parents watched the show with him when he was young.
That's so
and
nice.
There was a whole thing. It was nice. And then there was like 5 of us doing our best Ed impression. I wish I had clipped it for you. It was very funny. We were all very good.
Well, it's because you are so good, right? It's like, I mean, that just shows, and
well, Ed's a favorite. Everyone has an Ed in their pocket. Everyone.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, yeah, that warms my heart. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I feel, as the years go on, I like being able to do Ed, I tell you, it just continues to be the gift that keeps on giving, it's
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially with like cameo and stuff, because you can get people calling on to you saying, "Can you do this in your Ed voice?" That would be fantastic.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's I mean, the co-founder reached out to me a couple of years ago, and I actually almost deleted it because I thought like, oh, come on, I didn't even know what Cameo was, and he goes, "No, I'm not kidding. Ed, Edd and Eddy was my favorite cartoon growing up," and I thought, you know what? Let's ask Ed. Maybe he'll say yes. And I was like, okay. And it's just been such a what a beautiful way to be able to connect. Yeah,
amazing.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Well, let's get into some questions and topics that I have. So let's go back to where it all began. What were you doing at the time when you got the call to do the roles for the show?
You first. I think you were on a marathon on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You were doing a lot. You were a busy man.
That's where we were. Yeah, I mean, because when was that? That would have been like 96?
90.
It'd be 96. 99 show came out, so 97, 98 probably would have been production period for the first season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Erin,
no, we started the audition process in 96. It took 6 months to cast the whole thing. It took a long time.
4 years. It was,
yeah.
I think we broke records.
It was going on a long time before we got into the actual recording studio. There was a good year that went by.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's funny as actors, right? We get called in. We know maybe we've made it to the next round by getting called in again. But then this was wild. We get called in again, but then it'd be a whole different group of people, and then you see, Danny like, conniptioning, going like, yeah, well, yeah, and then, okay, yeah, put these guys in. All right, okay, get out. Okay, you guys go in. And, by deduction, I think what we ended up coming back in, like at one point there was like three Kankers like options and then 3 Ed options. And that, I think that was both the only way they could sort of whittle it down,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It took a long time. It was my very first cartoon audition.
No
Wow.
way.
It was my very first cartoon audition. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'd only done on camera and theater before.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's really crazy. So it's like a breakout, pretty much, for cartoons.
It was definitely my destiny.
Guys, I figured something out.
What did you figure out, Ed?
Figured out how to make the screen bigger.
Yay!
I can see you guys. That's so great.
Good. Oh, I think there's.
I feel like I just joined
there she is.
Yes.
Well, Erin, I don't know. Like, did you have a moment where, like, you significantly knew, okay, you got the job, or was it?
Dude, are you kidding me? My very first card. Okay, I remember renting a DAT. Remember, because we didn't have home studios back then, and to record my very first audition, I rented a DAT. I was with another newbie, Brian Dobson, who also wasn't working yet at the time. We were both brand new. He and I cobbled together my first demo, and we both auditioned from my living room floor using a DAT. And I auditioned for everybody, I think. I was just like, let's just throw everything at it in the kitchen sink. And Brian did not get a gig, but I did get a callback just for May. It was only for May. And every callback was just for May. And at first I had May with a list. And then one of the casting directors kept changing. And one of the casting directors was like, change the list to a snort. So I did, which I'm pretty sure booked me the job. I'm pretty sure that casting director was, I can't even remember who it was. Maybe it was Doug.
That?
Probably Doug.
Was it Doug?
I think it was Doug.
God, they
I think
threw
it was Doug.
out. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't, but I know the second audition was at, what was the name of that, that dome, that sports dome place, the arena? Like, why were we at the arena?
No, it was at wasn't that like Power Plant Recording Studios? Like we're like on the Expo 86 lands?
Yeah, the Expo 86 site. Yeah. Like that, like where the Indy 500 goes. Yeah. Like that was such a weird spot for a callback. Like it felt so strange. And I'm like, this is so bizarre.
That's right. I don't know if they would have that, because then we ended up at Coco.
Yes.
Eventually,
for the third round.
Maybe
the third round,
or whatever round.
I don't even remember how many rounds.
Liam. Yeah, I know. And it's funny, as we were saying, we sort of like we knew we were getting closer. When like 3 people would not show up for the next round, it was almost like they got let go and then they were shot or something. I'm just kidding, but
it was very ominous. You're not wrong, because it was also like I just assumed I didn't get it, because months would go by and I would hear nothing, and I'm like, oh, I probably didn't get it. And then out of the blue, hey, they have a callback for you. I'm like, what? It's been like 3 months. Why are they still casting this? What is going on?
Well, and I think we can agree. I think it was the genius that Danny is, right? It's like,
thank God.
Yeah, he had this vision and he wouldn't let it go.
Changed my life.
Yeah,
and he changed my life. He's the man who changed my life.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's not very many people that you can say in your career has changed your life. Yeah, and he was definitely the artist's artist.
When we are doing a cartoon, it's sort of almost like you end up recording a whole bunch of gack that they end up either fixing later, or you got to go back because the network says it's just doesn't work or whatever. But that was where Danny was like, I've never worked on a show since where we didn't have any like sessions to like fix stuff, right? It was it was
no pickups.
No pickups.
No
like
pickups.
It's, and that's unheard of in animation.
No, right? I agree. I absolutely.
Yeah.
It was
we
amazing.
called it the Danny 50 takes, and then he'll let it go.
But he did it. He took his time to get the take he wanted, and then he wasn't joking about that being the take he wanted. He's like, that's the one.
That's the one. Yeah, we're like, that's the one. No, that's
okay.
The one.
Right. I like chickens. And
we're like, totally. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like the Edds, it was one of us that somehow got stuck where like the whole session would just be a train wreck because
all that one person. And
right?
in our room, it would differ per session. So like one session he'd ride Jimmy, one session he'd ride Lee, one session he'd ride me, one session he'd ride John. Like we each got everybody had a different day of getting kind of like
we like, and honestly,
do it again.
We'd be going like, okay, it's holy shit, can we swear? Is that okay? Sorry. We can't. I won't say shit. Okay. But we would be going, oh my God, it's going really well today. I'd be like, this doesn't sound like Ed. You know, it's just like
that was my favorite when he's like, it doesn't sound like Nazz. I'm like, oh, then bring Tabitha back. Like, what do you want me to do? Like?
Oh, I know.
We've only been doing it for 10 years and no, it doesn't sound like Nazz. Every time I'd be like, I'm not really sure who Nazz is anymore if I don't sound like Nazz. It was existential, man. It was existential. It was fun though.
You know what? I wouldn't have traded it for the world. It was. No,
I didn't care. Dude, if he wanted to spend 4 hours on one line, I was all his. Whatever you want, Danny. Whatever you want, I'm down. We'll find it.
When I see like Tony or Sam or me, like one of us would get to our sort of like breaking point, and then it was kind of awesome because someone would do something that would just kind of break the ice or break whatever, and I'm gonna be like
the mental block.
We're back. It
was a real, and I think because of those, it was like, you know what it was for me, because it was my first cartoon, it felt very much the pressure that it takes to make a diamond, to be in such high pressure situation and working with an artist that knows like, first of all, just being able, I've only worked with one other cartoon that shows an entire animatic or storyboard. Like for Ed's, it was like an entire storyboard. We'd go through the whole episode drawn out as a group together before we recorded. And I've only been on one other cartoon that did that. And that's the Storybot stuff. So it was pretty much amazing to us, like we got to see the episode drawn like a comic first before we even recorded. It's like, it was so specific what Danny saw in his creative imagination. And to be, it was like each one of us was a color that he got to paint sound with. So he painted sound. He had a whole team of animators to create the gorgeous images that still hold up today, that everyone still talks about. And then he had each one of us as a sound color to paint exactly what he wanted to go with the image. Like the level of mastery towards light and sound was, I didn't realize that wasn't going to be the norm because it was my first job. But looking back 25 years later, I realized I was working with one of the masters of the universe. I mean, I had the gratitude back then, but I didn't know that he was one of a kind until working in this industry for so long.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah. Yep.
Well,
you nailed it. Yeah.
That's a perfect summary of Danny's vision to this absolutely incredible cartoon, which, by the way, still holds the rights for, means no live action reboots. And if we do get a spin-off show convincing Danny and Tony to come back to the project, that would be fantastic.
Yep. Well, it's funny when you said how did we all sort of get it? I knew I got it when I made a mistake by blowing on the mic, where as an actor, you never ever supposed to touch the mic, blow on the mic, do anything to the mic except speak into the mic. And I was so frustrated because I was like, I knew I was getting close because it was just me and Sam and Tony in this one big round. And I remember, Danny's like, he's just not getting it. He's just, and then out of nowhere, I just went like, oh, excuse me, fellas. And I literally like tapped the microphone in front of me and I went, how do you get water from this thing here? And, and I saw Danny go, oh my God. And I thought, oh, fuck, I'm fired before I even got hired. And he goes, that's Ed. Did you get it? And the guy who's the engineer went, yeah, I got it. I'm going to kill Matt afterwards because he just blew in the mic. But that's what got me Ed, because he said, be that every single time. And yes, and so I'm like, how do you get water from this thing? And, because they wanted Ed to just kind of come out of nowhere, right? And, from above and from below and from,
non sequiturs.
Oh, yeah.
Total ADHD. I love it.
Autism.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, thank you, Daddy. Thank you. So, yeah.
Wow. I love just your intuitive creativity of just being the character you were being and trusting your own process and just going, not being afraid. I think that as actors, now I watch a lot of actors, behind the mic, and they're so afraid of not giving the director or producers or client what they want, that they're not being or inhabiting their characters. There's a lot of people who forget that acting is just acting. There's no such thing as voice acting. There's just acting. And if you're going to be a character, you got to be the character. So being the character, looking at a microphone, thinking it's a water fountain is authentic. Like, be where you are as the character. And how does that feel? Like, just that beautiful simplicity of make-believe allows so much joy and gorgeousness to come out. Because I felt the same way with May. I was so happy to be called back for May because she was the most fun one that I was doing, because I put on a whole body, like the buck teeth and my butt all the way out, like she just has to be all the way out here. And she just has like so many qualities of me. It was such a joy to put it out there like that, in a way, like in an industry that definitely at that time for females, you didn't want anyone to look at you other than the billable, you have to be for the male gaze kind of female. And getting to be May Kanker was like the opposite of all of that, and it just satisfied me so much on the inside. I could be all of my neuro nutty self. It was so gorgeous. I loved it so much.
Well, you had a big fan in Ed Single Day. He had quite a mighty crush on you. That's for sure. So, sorry, are we allowed to say that? It's 25 years later, so it's okay. I love May, and I don't care who knows.
I love Ed, and I always did, and I still have the same ketchup for you.
Oh, that's just so great. Even after all these years, you can still profound love between these two characters.
Well, tell ya, we get a lot of stories. I tell you, or do you have any like specific fan questions or anything like that, or you?
Oh yeah, sorry. We're just having a chat because we haven't seen each other in a bit.
This show is about you. This is about telling your stories to a brand new audience. So film to elaborate.
Well, okay. In episode 1, here's what happened. Okay.
Yeah. Well, not that elaborate, but is what it is. So I have a question that's actually personal. Could Ed have autism traits in his characteristics as seen on screen? Because he fixates with Rolf's animals and he likes to say words repeatedly, which is of commonly found stuff in autism people like myself.
Well, you're wanting me sort of like, what's my take on that? Or
do you think it's possible that he could be diagnosed autism?
Well, look at the way he runs. Look at the way he is so joyful. And in the moment,
so free.
He's just, I think that's where, like, once again, the writing for this character, even though it's so interesting, I've never felt more free playing a character, because we were given the license, as long as we played within the parameters of the pool with which we were asked to play. That's why sometimes it was so free, and sometimes it would come to a train wreck stop, because it had to only go forward because it had to match that vision that Danny had in his mind and in these storyboards, right? So it's incredible. Same thing. It sort of allowed me to, the more I think, let go and just allow myself to play. Like you're saying, Erin, it's like you find the spirit of this character, and oh my God, it's such a pleasure to play.
I do think that May is autistically coded. Not that Danny knew that he was doing that, because back in the day we didn't know, autism back in the day was only referred to as Asperger's, and nobody actually took any time to talk about it. Like, I have family members with Asperger's, well, that's what they said. It's autism. I have family members with autism, and I'm likely ADHD. I know I'm ADHD, and I'm likely ADHD. So the fact that, which might be why I'm really, really in tune with May Kanker. So I think May is autistic coded for sure, because I think that if she wasn't around her sisters, she'd be a really good girl. You know, she kind of would just, she just wants to, I feel like she masks with her sisters just to fit in and to do what they want to do. But I think that's why she digs Ed. I would totally call Ed autistically coded, and that's why May and Ed really love each other, is because they have like same brain, same operating system. They get each other, even though, but Ed, the same thing. He's also masking when the guys start saying no to all the girls, because also like don't touch me, no, don't touch me, like there's a lot of little things in there, right? Out of like, but of course at the time we didn't know about any of these neurodiversities, like not at all. We didn't know even ADHD was misdiagnosed. So it was it's so interesting to look back at the art created back then now with the eyes of understanding more neurodivergent characters and going, oh my gosh, yes, definitely I see qualities of, which is kind of joyous. It's very joyous, and it's proof that it has existed forever. It's not something new. It is, these neurotypes have existed since the beginning of dawn. It's only now that we're actually truly seeing them, understanding them, and letting them be what they are.
Yeah, good point. Yep, no, it's true. Yep.
Thank you very much. This brings me to a particular theme for Lego that I thought they should do, which is Lego Ed and Eddy, which is why I had these particular pieces of chicken. I have chicken.
Oh my Lanta, that is unbelievable, my friend. Wow.
If they were to do a theme of Lego Ed and Eddy, what would you like to see put in?
That is the best piece of Lego chicken I've ever seen.
More ketchup! And they did more ketchup. That's her comfort food.
Yeah, ketchup, yeah.
Buttered toast.
Oh, butter,
you have a lot of comfort foods, Ed. I'm just saying.
I know. It's like
there are signs.
I know. Yeah, I'm like, I like that.
Gravy.
Yeah, that's so good. Just to like that, the freedom to be able to just play these characters. I mean, you know, I think we probably could have all played them forever. You know, I think. I mean, I'm glad it ended when it ended, because I was so respected Danny's decision to just say, you know what, we're good, because we finished on a total high note, and even though I think we probably could have gone on for, you know, I mean, a few more years at least, I guess.
Yes.
But you know, I really respected that. It was just like, no, we're good, guys. Like let's just we're done. You know, so you know.
But also we did the game, and here's the thing, Matt. Like I'm on Twitch all the time. I don't watch TV anymore. I just watch other gamers game. But the Ed, Edd and Eddy game has made a resurgence. Like it's on Twitch all the time. People are playing that game all the time. It's a comfy game, and I've been watching amazing Twitch streams of this game, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about this game. It's so joyous. And then that video that we did while we made the game, that's gone around again. That's gone viral again.
Yeah, that behind the scenes stuff really shows you behind the scenes of how much effort you guys put into that show. Like Sam did 50 takes of him saying the same line.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So you can see the neurodivergence in Danny.
He's like,
just the fact that he had a 250 takes. I'm like, that is the Ed side of Danny, right? Because Danny said that the Eds, each one of them represents a part of himself. The OCD and double D, the little bit of the autistic coded in Ed, and then the businessman in Eddy. Like you can actually see it in this and how he ran the sessions too, right? All three of the characters can come out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's yeah. I mean, it's I don't think we. Well, I don't think either have worked on a show anything like it since. I don't think, you know, that's to me, that's the beauty of the time and the, you know, and the genius of what was put together, right? So it's
and the freedom that he had as an artist, like but also that he fought for that freedom.
Yeah, exactly.
He was such a smart businessman. Like that's the Eddy part. He was so smart to make sure he would retain the rights to his show and that he could make the shots for his show. Very few people had that kind of a contract with Cartoon Network, and Danny was willing to walk away from the entire thing if he couldn't have those things in place. And that kind of self-confidence and going for what you know is right as an artist, knowing full well from his past experience what big corporations do with artists over time, knowing that eventually it would be, you know, if he didn't retain all that control, then somebody would make money by putting those characters everywhere. Like they'd be a lot further, like, this is not a sanctioned shirt, you know what I mean? Like I found this on Etsy, you know what I mean? But like all those things that he doesn't mind. He likes the idea of other artists creating art from his art as opposed to corporations making money off of his art, which is such a purist, such a purist.
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, absolutely. You know,
I have to get myself some of that merchandise, maybe some Ed stuff.
Totally. I want a chicken.
If I could send you these chickens
with gravy, you could go to Swiss Chalet. We don't have those here.
You're totally right. I'm going to go to Swiss Chalet. I'm gonna get a quarter half chicken gravy. Chicken. What do they call it? A chicken half chicken thing? Chicken? I don't know.
Is it in metric? I feel like it's in metric. I don't know. Yeah. And the gravy is so good.
Can I have a meter worth of chicken, please?
Just says it in your Ed voice. That would be gold.
Oh, well, you know, Liam, when I got to be able to be a part of a run around North America, and we primarily went into elementary and high schools. And if I wanted ever a confirmation that this show had truly, because at that time I've never been like, we knew that the show was popular, you know, because every I don't know, year or whatever.
My parents told you. Right? My parents lived in the States, and I would come back and go, guys, my parents say that it's really famous in the States, like, but really we had popular. No idea.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's you know, because it was just on the wave. It was just before Facebook was kind of starting, and you know, all these online presences and stuff. But you know, I remember thinking like, oh, this is pretty, like, it's a pretty big show or whatever, you know, because you know, those guys would come in the studio and be like, "Yep, we're #1 in, you know, however many countries or whatever right now." And but the reason I share this, when we were doing our run around North America, we primarily went into these high schools, and I'm not kidding you, when it was like being able to go in there and go like, you know, hello, you know, high school members, you know, in Tucson, Arizona, who want to save the planet with Ed, and you know, and all, and like 2,500 kids went freaking bananas, and their teachers.
I didn't know you like, did that, Matt.
Oh, yeah. You know, I thought, okay, we got to share the message, and so, you know, I brought Raphael into our show or whatever, our presentation, and it was amazing, right? To have kids going like, I'll do anything you want me to do right now, and you know, for us it was to share the message, but it was such a way to reach the kids, right? You know.
Oh, I didn't know you did. I mean, I knew you did. You ran around. You Forrest Gumped around all of North America. You ran around everywhere. Like, I know you did that, but I didn't realize that you had been. You know, I didn't know that part. Really cool.
Originally, I mean, we, you know, like my partner Stephanie, she was like, "Dude, we got to use the cartoons because." But I was like, no, we got to, I don't want to, you know, like I wanted it to be pure. I wanted us to share the message. Right. But then we were a middle school and we were sucking so badly. Like the kids were going to eat us because we were so not funny. And so out of desperation, that's when, you know, Steph, my partner at the time, was.
But like, don't you think that was destiny? Like the reason you were on the cartoon was to help 100%. Your mission? 100%. Like I feel like clearly 100%. That's a bridge.
Yes.
Stephanie was right. So high five to Stephanie.
I know. Hey, thanks, Steph. I know. But I fought it because I was just like, these kids are gonna laugh at us, and you know, she's like, no, they'll laugh with us. You know, so I'm just like, hello, sparkly peoples, how are you? And she was, oh my god,
she's a genius.
You know,
I love that.
It was
beautiful.
It actually was a game changer. It was awesome. It's amazing.
So, I love that.
Yep. So actually, I need to tell Danny that. I've never actually been able to get him. You know, I'm gonna phone him and just tell him actually how big of an impact that was. to be able to.
You should.
I don't know. I can't believe I haven't yet, but so thanks for that.
Well, you were busy. You were running.
Yes.
Sort of long. Yeah, for sure. Kind of like Ed.
Just like Ed.
They would ask me that. They're going like, well, can you run like Ed?
Ask for a better gift.
Like, how's this, right? And oh my god,
right now that gift represents both Ed and Matt. It's a 2-in-1.
Oh, it's just brilliant.
It's kind of gorgeous.
The laugh that almost made me pass out because I was so out of air by the time we were like, okay, all right, and breathe, okay, okay, Oh yeah,
I love it.
What else? Liam, what can you share with you? Nice shirt, by the way. I keep wanting to say Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah, Pink Floyd. Yes, I'm massive into classic rock, and in particular, you're gonna love this. I love Rush a lot.
You love Rush a lot?
Yes.
Rush is kind of.
So you're basically Canadian, is what you're telling us.
I've got cousins in Canada, second cousins in Canada.
Oh, there you go.
Whereabouts in Canada?
So they're in Vancouver. One of them's moved out to Montreal over in Quebec.
Okay.
So that's cool.
That's
cool.
That's awesome. Great. Canada's not very big.
Yes. Yes.
Totally. And what part of Oz are you in, dude?
So I am in a town called Mount Dunedin. It's a new estate across near Surf Coast on the southern end of Australia. So it's more Victoria Way near Torquay. So good for the surf.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Never been to Oz.
Yeah.
Have you been to?
I've been to Adelaide and Sydney and Melbourne. I did a show in Adelaide for a few months, and then I stayed in Sydney for a couple of months, and then I was at a convention in Melbourne.
That's so cool.
See, I go to
all
the Melbourne ones.
I love Australia. I love New Zealand. I mean, it does feel like Canada, but warmer.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I hear. Yeah. It's like a lot like BC, but warmer.
It is. Melbourne is like that.
It is.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you haven't really left in a sense.
Adelaide would be Victoria. Sydney would be Vancouver. Actually, Melbourne would be Vancouver. All the rain.
Yes.
Yeah. It was leaking out of the sky a little bit this morning.
Sydney would be Toronto.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. I was gonna try and find something to say, but I don't have anything to say. I don't have a comparison for that. It's okay.
If we were more close to my records, I'd get all my Rush stuff out because I got like a whole bunch of Rush records. The only single I got is "Time Stands Still" from 1987.
Did you ever get the pleasure to see them live?
No, because obviously being 21, I never got to see them. But I was in America in 2012 when they did Clockwork Angels tour, and because I wasn't in Rush at the time.
Yeah. Oh, amazing!
You are well versed.
Yeah, no doubt, man. That's like, thank you. Like, I have even more respect for you now.
Thank you. Rush and classic music in general is like Ed with his chickens, pretty much.
It's kind of the,
Oh, I like that.
She's great. Yeah.
Yes, it's my massive hyperfixation. It's why I've gone so successful with doing community radio as well.
Phenomenal, man.
Good for you.
Thank you.
How many years have you been doing the podcast again?
So 3 years. So this episode marks 3 years.
Awesome.
It just started literally as me as a way to interview my friends from the internet and around me. And then when I first reached out to a massive musician named Peter John Vitez from Jethro Tull, who was in the Broadsword Years and Under Reps. That was my first big one. And then I've done a plethora of people. You guys, I think, are the first. No, you're the second lot of actors that we've had on the show. First ones I had was Sophie Aldred from Doctor Who in season 2.
Gee.
Hey.
And I'm actually going to meet her.
You know what? You're really illustrating, Liam, that the how important it is to start doing something you love. Just start by doing something you love. I mean, I feel like those are the things that lead us to, what life has in store for us. But you just chase the things that you're interested in. You start focusing on the things that you love, and you attract the work it brings out the best in you when you find out what you're good at by focusing on them. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Good for you.
Like, honestly, this podcast today, I was in shock that I actually got people at all from the Ed, Edd and Eddy cast to actually come on such a small podcast. Because I remember you guys did What's in My Head, which is how I first heard about this whole podcast thing. And I really thank him for doing this, because that video of It's for the Last Time altogether was the big drawing force for this whole podcast.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that was for me, and yeah, I mean, for us to like Tony, because he's just always been like, nope, I'm done, guys, I'm good, and so it was so heartwarming to just like that, to be able to spend that time too, and have it. It's interesting. It's like that same dynamic, just like it's like it's instant. It's like it's never gone away, right? It's
I love
that's what I love
that.
about this gig that we get to do, right? It's there's
Yeah.
just these special bonds that get with people, man. It's it's like
I agree.
It's
like working when you work with people you love, then it doesn't matter what the job is. When you work with people you love, it makes everything awesome.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah,
Very true.
absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah, no, it's true. Trying to think of another, but it's like a sparkly chicken. Sparkly.
I could have rainbows and unicorns and a lot of different kisses with ketchup.
Well, see you later, guys. There's a lesson in life I am sure to get. That is my favorite Ed quote, when he's been taken away by Marie and Lee on Ed Overboard from season 4 when he's stuck to the table. I will always quote that for the rest of my life.
Quotable lines. Ed and Rolf have the funniest quotable lines.
After this event, do you live in a cave? All is forgiven.
Yeah. Rolf, like I mean, Peter. Oh my God, he's funny. He's just so
like, funny, so funny.
Like just like
joy.
Like, oh yeah,
it's
amazing. Oh yeah, I'm actually going to a convention with him in August, so it'll be.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah, in Florida, so that'll be crazy fun. So
you've got to tell him about this podcast. I was actually looking for him because he's part Australian, born in New South Wales, then immigrated out to Canada.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you're saying that you did reach out to everybody?
So I tried to reach out to everyone as I could. I even went through your management to get through to Samuel and Peter, but I never got anything back.
Well, I mean,
sometimes people's schedules.
Yeah, true. Like with you, Erin, you had other stuff to do, and that's why we pushed this back. But we made this happen.
I have absolutely nothing going on, so I pretty much could just show up for a year.
You're going to Florida.
Yeah. You're doing Florida.
I have one thing this year, okay? So it's good.
You got to get ready.
Yes. A lot of time to get ready because I'm running there. Oh,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Wish. Oh, so good.
But no. Are you running there? Is that the question?
Yeah. Are you? I don't know. I'm going to make myself interesting now. I'm going to be, secretive.
Yes. All right. There's fan questions. I know you were asking about them earlier. So we got 2 of them in. One of my, it's a Facebook user asked, what would Ed and Nazz's adult jobs be in an alternate reality? So if we were to continue on the series, what would they be doing as adults?
Well, I think Nazz turns into a professional skateboarder. What would our adult jobs be, Nazz and Ed?
Oh. They were losing Matt.
Matt.
We're losing Ed.
Ed, we're going to wait for him. It's worth waiting for.
Hey,
is Ed gone?
Are you back? Oh, frozen.
Hello,
oh, Canadian internet, get it together. There you are. We hear you.
Hello. Oh, okay, but I'm back. But
okay,
I think I turned my camera. No, I'm just kidding. But what would I do then as my Ed grown up? Well, I think I would be. I think I would be a really great. You know how they have those cart boys at the at the Pep Boys or at the Whole Foods? I would be a great cart runner, right, to go pick up the carts, right, at the end of the day, because the big parking lots, and then, I could just like just guide them back like my little chickens back to the hen house, right? I think. And I like
I
food.
love that.
Yeah.
Honestly, so
Yeah.
you would have been a farmer with Rolf, to be honest. Joining
then,
Rolf on his farm with the chickens.
I mean, and
I-
like Eddy would own a bank 100%, right? He would own the
no
not even the bank.
question.
He like owns the country, right?
He's the president. He's the 65th president of the United States of America.
100%, absolutely. It's Double D. Like Double D might actually be the greeter right at the front of like say like the Walmart, right? Or handing out the sanitary wipes, right?
No, I feel like a Double D would be an accountant.
Oh,
Be meticulous. He would be meticulous at getting people's finances in order.
That's true.
And he probably is working for Eddy, and he's probably working for Eddy.
That's a much better paid gig too, I bet you, sort of.
Yes.
Right?
And what about the Kankers?
Lee
Marie.
Kankers.
And
that would be. Lee would definitely own a beauty salon, and Marie would be one of the estheticians, and May would just be sweeping the hair. She would definitely like nothing with too much responsibility, but she's doing all the really important work to make everything look pretty. So I think May would always make sure there's fresh flowers. She would welcome people in, but Lee would never let her touch the hair or do the makeup or anything. But I think May would be like the sparkling personality that people came back for.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think Rolf would be into like cannabis harvesting or like farming or something, right?
He probably would be.
Like just be
get into edibles.
Totally.
This weed, it is very high.
Oh my god!
It is with the milk of my nana.
Wait, what would Plank do as his side gig as an adult? He'd be like the diving board.
He's a tree.
Yeah, he'd be like,
what? He'd be a sign.
Yes.
Rent the space.
What about Kev? Well, Kev would be like the owner of the skateboard.
Kevin would be in jail. Kevin's going to be in jail. There's no question. Kevin's in jail.
Yeah, that's true.
He's done something questionable. He crossed a line that went too far.
Yeah.
He's in jail.
And Sarah and Jimmy.
Oh, Sarah. Jimmy. I can't say what I was about to say because I just can't say it because because it's my sister, so I don't want to say something defiling of my sister. So what would
is she successful?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think she'd be successful. I think she'd be the boss somewhere.
100%.
Whatever she is, she's the boss.
Yeah.
Real estate. Sarah's into real estate.
Yeah, like that show, like $1 Million Listing LA or whatever.
Yes, we get all those shows here in Australia.
Yeah, she would be like that conglomerate. Like she would like own it, work it.
Maybe Nazz is a Twitch streamer, but she only streams Tony Hawk skateboard games.
All the sports
She's like
games.
a competitive Tony Hawk gamer.
All the sports games, FIFA, Major League Baseball.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what about what do you call it?
Did we get Jimmy?
Yeah, Jimmy.
Johnny and Jimmy.
Or Johnny. Yeah, Johnny. What would
Johnny 2x4.
Johnny would be like.
What would Johnny do? I think he would work at the airport.
That's actually a great.
I don't know why. I just think he would work at the airport, and he'd always be everywhere. So, like, you would see Johnny helping at a front desk, then you would see him moving planes in. Like, he would work all over the airport.
That's true. He's in charge of all logistics at the airport.
All the logistics at the airport.
It's the Johnny Airlines.
True.
Jimmy would be a famous fashion designer.
In reference to key to my Ed.
Right?
Yes.
When he comes into his own, Jimmy's a famous fashion designer.
Fashion Week would have been like just like off the charts. Like
yes. He always had this spiffy little. He had like a whole cosplay closet.
Oh my god!
He's a professional cosplayer and goes to conventions.
Well,
But
maybe that's what
he
it is.
gets like fashion because he like,
Yeah,
you
it's
know. Mhm.
it's that.
That's my interpretation.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. See, maybe
We're
do
making
have-
this up. None of this is canon.
No,
None of this
yeah.
is canon. We're just making it up and having fun.
Well, I heard that maybe we might be doing another season of something, but so I mean, just the rumor that I'm starting right now that
Oh, I like that rumor. Can we continue that? I've heard there's going to be an Ed and Ralph spinoff. That's what I heard. Guest
OMG.
appearances.
Tell us more, Erin.
I heard that you will first see both of them together in Florida this year. Yeah, that's it.
That is correct.
All right. The other question was, what would happen if the Eds had a fourth Ed, but if it was a woman, how would May react to that? Fourth Ed is a female. This was from Twitter. Someone asked, what would happen if the Eds had a fourth Ed and she's a female?
Edwina,
Ed, Eddy, and Edwina. And how would May react to that news?
I don't know.
well, if the girl was a sister to the Eds, or like, we don't know. We need to know more about Edwina first of all. May could be for it, unless Edwina was into her Ed, in which May would be against it.
Well, she is very pretty. Let me just tell you. She has a sparkling personality.
I don't like Edwina. She's jerky. Can we make her into turkey jerky?
Okay, actually, she smells like a chicken.
I really like her. She's really good. She's my best girlfriend now, actually.
It's even better than the Kanker sisters. Apparently, now it's her. You heard it here first. Right, show exclusive.
Totally.
That's a cute idea, though. That's a fun idea.
That's good.
That was a good question. The fan theories. What have you heard of them? The fan theories.
I like the afterlife fan theory. That's my favorite. It's kind of genius. I think it's just brilliantly done. Dark but brilliant. Just the way a Canadian likes it.
Oh yes.
I hadn't heard that afterlife theory. What is that?
Oh, it's so I'm gonna make you look it up because it's very existential. It's quite brilliant. It's like the whole thing is a dream, and
they're living in purgatory.
And you never see the. Go ahead, Liam. Go ahead.
So I think this is the one that I was mentioning before when I started researching. When I was watching like a whole bunch of theories, the kids are all from different time periods of life, and they're all living in purgatory. That's what the cul-de-sac. They're all living in purgatory. That's what the cul-de-sac is.
Gotcha. Very existential.
Yes.
You never see the parents.
Yes.
I guess we'll just have to die and find out.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I guess you've sort of arrived too as a show, like when they're doing all these like alternate universes and things like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Thank you for playing. That's wild. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
the fan theories are brilliant.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yep.
You go ahead.
No, I missed doing it. Like, for a few years it was okay because we, it was like it was complete, but then there was like just a few like that's you get to like talk to people about it and stuff, and I was like, we could have just done a.
Well, I just missed being in the room with
exactly,
all the actors. Like I mean, it wasn't until that Streamily event that I saw you guys for the first time. And I haven't seen, Janice or Kathleen or David Paul or Keenan. Like, I haven't seen them at all. And it would be a joy, just such a joy to my heart.
That was actually my original intention. I was trying to get out to Janice and Kathleen as well. So we'd have like the Eds and the Kankers together reunited. So it's going to be bigger ambition than what's in my head.
Well, but you know what? But like that's the same thing. It's like sometimes that's the catalyst that brings it all together, right? So I mean,
all we can do is keep putting it out there and keep hoping that one day everybody gets on board.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe that might be next year. We'll give it a year. We'll see what happens.
Maybe.
That would be.
I think I have a good feeling. I really do. I think, I know Ed thinks everything is great, but I do. I think a year, I think we could revisit it, and I betcha, I think we could get everybody.
Yeah.
I think so too. I believe in us.
I think so. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Well, it's just giving such goodness to the world that's where I think like it's such a gift for us to be able to see each other again and talk stuff and in my simplistic way of looking at it, it's like, why would the rest of the cast want to do that too?
I know, exactly.
I just like
it's fun to be together.
It's like group hug.
It is. It's fun.
Group hug.
Doing these podcasts and talking to great people, and even this as well is amazing. Like, this is my first contact with voice actors. Certainly not the last.
Thanks for asking, man. Thank you.
Oh, what's up? And you just turned 21. It feels like an initiation.
It is.
Thanks for choosing us.
And now you just go out and get yourself roaring drunk there, mister, okay? So
I don't drink. I'm very certain. I'm very, very clean in terms of that. I like to live a nice, fulfilled life.
The sparkling water is what I meant. That's what I meant.
Tea for me.
I had water
I'm
here.
a tea girl.
I had water in this glass this whole time.
I am a teetotaler as well.
Oh, I love my tea. I love my tea. Bit of peppermint.
Me too.
Bit of peppermint is good.
Absolutely.
Oh, my dad loves that stuff. Sparkling water.
Is there another one from the gallery?
From the list?
Is there a list from Twitch? Is that like a question place too, or am I completely like?
No, I've just got like topics that I've thought of like before this on my notepad, and one of them that I'm just about to get to is the cast good to evil. So where we're going to rank all the cast from good, innocent to evil. Don't go near them.
The cast from good to evil.
The cast of Ed, Edd,
We're talking the characters.
We're talking.
Okay.
We're talking not you guys.
Okay, you go ahead and name the characters. And thumbs up is good, thumbs down is evil.
All right, cool. We'll start with Ed. The lovable Ed.
Oh, evil. Hello. Huh? Yeah. I'm a badass. Evil. Thank you.
Next.
It'd be like, I am evil and I love you. Okay. May.
Ooh. All right. I can that. I can get behind that.
Sarah. What about Sarah?
Yep, definitely.
Sorry, baby sister. Sorry.
She's evil.
Yeah. She's kind of evil. She kind of like, she still sort of scares me, and I haven't even seen her in a long time, so.
That could happen today if we were really lucky. That could happen.
Absolutely. What about Eddy? What do you think?
Ooh, he could be a mid. He does have his redeeming qualities.
I feel like that Christmas episode. Before the Christmas special, I would have done this, but that Christmas special has him going, "Come on, Eddy, I'm pulling for you. I'm pulling for you, Eddy."
And then the finale, where he gets just absolutely smashed to pieces by his older brother, bringing him back to earth.
He was just misunderstood, right? That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just
lack of parental guidance.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Double D.
It
was like,
yes, Double D.
Little cutie pants.
It's a reverse psychology.
You have compassion for Double D. It's like,
yeah,
you're so stressed. It's okay.
Yes.
Little buddy,
He's got his book smarts.
Yeah.
All right, Lee Kanker. We're gonna go to Lee Kanker as the next one. Oh yeah, definitely.
Evil. She was very evil. Both of these girls are evil. These two are like sneaky little sneaky pants of evil plotting.
Oh, that's very true. Wouldn't want to run into one of those.
Johnny, full evil. Okay.
Oh yeah, probably. Maybe?
Full evil.
Yeah, Johnny,
Oh,
sure. Okay,
Like,
Plank.
you
Plank,
think he's
definitely
nice.
evil.
It's
but then
evil.
he, like,
Plank is evil.
slit your
It's just
throat
starting to
in the
replace
back
up to-
alley, right? Oh yeah, for sure. Like, oh yeah.
I feel like Nazz started good, but when she turned cheerleader,
Oh yeah. They really effed up your personality in that final 4 season when they put you all in school.
You know what's funny? I did have a conversation with Danny about it. I was actually really upset that he turned my skater Nazz into a cheerleader. I'm like, dude, you've ruined her. And Danny actually explained it to me because, of course, he has a reason. He's like, look, each one of these characters represent characters within my real life experience. And if I'm going to put the Edds in school, I need one of the female characters to represent the some of the experiences I had with some of the girls in school, and the only one that can do the cheerleader thing would be Nazz. So I kind of was like, you know what? And I know friends in school that, in middle school had one personality, but once they went to high school, they totally changed their personality. So Nazz started off like cool and awesome and then went full cheerleader and little narcissist. But that's high school for you. So
I've known some of those personalities in my high schooling years.
Well, we've all tried to date those, right?
Yeah, I did.
Just saying.
Yeah.
They were cute though.
Oh, I know. Oh.
So cute. And they could dance. Shut up.
Yeah. I want to go back to high school.
I want to go back to high school too, only because in my final years, this is where I really got musically inclined. They had a massive drum kit inside the music room, and I was just playing that every single lunchtime so I could get better and better and better.
Oh, I love that. Wait, we didn't do Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy. Yeah. Jimmy's definitely evil.
Rolf.
Rolf is good. Rolf is good.
Rolf.
I think he's evil too.
You notice I can't have to look away. That's it. Like, he's totally evil. Hey?
I feel like he would make you eat things you didn't want to eat.
Okay, that's very true. He's evil.
And also has a lot of stinky cheeses that you would have to smell.
Yeah.
Oh, as a cheese lover, I dread that.
You think it's his feet? No.
It's out of date cheese.
The freaking cheese. Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Oh well. That's fun, the good evil game with all the characters. That's fun.
No, I got that idea from Wicked Binge. They did a video on it. I'm sure you guys have seen it on YouTube.
I haven't. No.
And they go through like in depth each character and where they place them on the massive rank.
That's cute.
There was also another one where it was like rank of power. So how all the characters, how much power each of them have.
Oh, that's just too much. That's too much braining for me.
That's too much.
I don't have those kinds of brains to measure power unless it's like electricity, which it's really either zap or zap.
Well, you know what? I feel like in this time of inclusivities of the everyone's, we're all powerful peoples and we're all good peoples, and we're all
so romantic.
We're all electric, really, right? We're all connected.
I think you're electric to my eyeballs.
Friends are electric. After all,
I hurt you, babe.
To quote the legendary Gary Newman.
Ooh. May just oohs everywhere.
Oh,
that's modern day May, just anime obsessed. I reckon that's our modern day May. She's obsessed with anime.
If Ed and May went on a date and Ed could pick the anime, what anime would Ed and May watch?
Ooh. I don't remember my anime well. If I had my friends here, they probably had to answer that question.
You don't have to know all the anime. It'd just be like, what do you think Ed and May would be exposed to? Probably Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, let's keep it simple and classic. Dragon Ball Z is another classic.
I feel like Ed would he would like Dragon Ball Z. And also, weirdly, Rolf is in Dragon Ball Z.
Yes!
He's like, our buddy is in there. It's kind of like when the souls kind of like collide, it's like
a crossover.
wait, that's what? Yep, that's rough.
Or they could watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that would have been nice.
That actually makes sense with all of his comics.
That would be
That would be sweet.
I say that.
Their first date would be
Yeah.
Turtles.
Watch turtles.
They do kung fu.
It's beautiful.
Did Ed and May have any Valentine's plans this year? Just for curiosity, you know? Gotta keep the love alive in the modern age.
I don't understand the question.
Are they still romantically you mean linked, you mean?
Yes. What'd you say?
Well, Cupid screwed May over by shooting her and Double D in that Valentine's Day special. So she went down the wrong path for her taste.
That's right. So like redemption maybe next year.
Yeah. Redemption. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Take that.
But I think Ed needs to get May away from the sisters in order to see who she really is, because it's hard to, she's just, fitting in with her sisters, doing whatever they want, because it makes her feel good, because she loves her sisters.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would do like he would do anything for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would make you a sandwich with ketchup.
You're drinking the sandwich like in that very first episode we saw them in. That was just gold.
There's so many of them. It's just
that became a meme. That sandwich drinking with the straw. That's a meme.
Is it really?
It is a meme.
It is.
My non-tech thing is like, what's a meme? But it's like an emoji.
It's a meme.
Oh, it's a meme.
It's a picture with words on it.
Oh, okay, there you go. It's a meme. It's a you.
It's a picture.
I like that.
It says, I think about this motherfucker drinking the sandwich every day. That's what it is.
Also, what is the video of Ed dancing to that song? And it's perfect.
Oh,
is it
yes,
dancing
sir. That was, I think I mentioned it to another fan.
Is the best viral thing I have ever seen.
You're loved by the
Ed.
Outfield. I actually fell in love with that song thanks to that video, so
genius. I have reposted that on all the socials every time it comes across my page. It just makes my heart feel good. It is hilarious and brilliant. Whoever did that is a genius.
Yeah, it's true.
I love that.
I got a cameo request when that came out, that could I do it for like this this person's birthday and sing, so it was like, it was awesome.
Oh, I would have loved to see that.
I'm on vacation far away. It's like, it feels so good.
That is so awesome. I love that.
I wonder what other songs could work in that similar animation style.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Any Rush composition could work, right? In the
probably.
Right? Time Stand Still would be a good one.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Closer to the heart. Yeah.
Oh, yes, closer to the heart.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love that.
When I'm standing next to him.
If we just have like a picture of Ed as Neil Peart with a mustache and the Kevin playing the massive drum kit with his head.
Oh my God. Totally.
She can actually get on Musical Break, which is like a progressive rock related Lego site. You can get Lego Rush. Like they rebuilt it in Lego.
Oh.
It's pretty nifty.
That's cool.
Well, I think you've just about done everything that I've required for this podcast. So thank you very much. That was an absolute honor to meet you guys. After a month of studying,
us all together, Liam.
Yes, after studying a month's worth of Ed, Edd, and Eddy every single night has paid off.
How do you do that? How do you do that thing? Heart.
You can do it like. Wait, how do you?
Kind of like that.
This is showing my dyslexia. I'm like, how do you put the thing? How do you put your fingers together?
There's like so many different heart edges. You can do.
Well, I think we both feel the same way. It's like it's such an honor to be able to, get together and be able to like. I think in many ways, like I've never been able to like talk about this sort of side of things as well, right? So
Yeah.
it's just so awesome. So Liam, thanks, bud. It's
Awesome.
awesome.
Hopefully, we'll spark a resurgence of Ed, Edd and Eddy within Australia. Because I'm sure we are due back for another resurgence, no doubt.
Get Australia to bring us all down so we can hug each other. Come on, Australia, bring the entire cast down. You can do it, Australia.
Come on, Australia. You can do it.
There's so many great cons.
The Ed, Edd and Eddy, con train. Do it. I think that'd be amazing.
I would be there in an instant. I love Australia.
All right, I'm getting on the AusComic-Con website and I'm doing that when I'm
already there.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yep. Absolutely. You know what? And I think that probably would be the catalyst that we could get everybody to go. So it's like,
everyone would go to Australia.
I would pay good money for that.
Yes, to going to Australia.
I would pay good money to see you all.
I would pay everybody to go. Oh, wait a second. I will be.
Ed, you only have a quarter.
I only have a quarter.
That's not enough.
Will that pay for it?
I will take your quarter with love.
Okay, thank you. Oh, brilliant. What a gift, you guys.
Liam.
Thank you.